Today we're talking about Jeep, 52 facts about the brand that somehow became a car company, an off-road tool, a lifestyle, and basically a cult with removable doors. Number 1. Let's start with something ridiculous. The Jeep Wrangler is less aerodynamic than a cow. Not just worse than normal cars. Worse than penguins, bricks, refrigerators, and shopping carts. The Wrangler basically moves through air like a filing cabinet with confidence. Number 2. Nobody fully agrees where the name Jeep even came from. Some people say it came from GP, meaning General Purpose Vehicle. Others say it came from Eugene the Jeep from the Popeye comics. And the best part? Jeep never gave one final answer. So the brand is so chaotic, even its own name has a mystery setting. Number 3. Jeep exists today because the US Army pulled one of the shadiest moves in car history. A small company called Bantam designed the original lightweight military 4x4 under an insane deadline, and the Army loved it. But then they basically handed the idea to Ford and Willis because Bantam was too small to build enough of them. Bantam created the blueprint, and then got pushed into making trailers. That is not just history. That is corporate heartbreak with four-wheel drive. Number 4. The Jeep Compass has Morse code hidden on the footrest. It says, rocks, rivers, snow, sand. Which would be way cooler if it were hidden inside a Wrangler or a Rubicon. But no. It's in the compass. That's like tattooing, professional boxer, on a yoga instructor. Number 5. Jeep owners have a trend called ducking, where they leave rubber ducks on other Jeeps as a compliment. It started in Canada in 2020 after Alice in Parliament had a bad experience and wanted to spread something positive. Now Jeep owners collect ducks like little dashboard trophies. Weird? Yes. Harmless? Also yes. Honestly, kind of adorable. Number 6. Jeep is one of the most Instagrammed car brands in the world. The hashtag Jeep has been used millions and millions of times, because apparently people cannot go off-road without making sure the internet sees the mud first. Before we continue, if you enjoy videos like this, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. These videos take a lot of time, research, editing, and money to make, and your support really helps us keep going. Thank you. Number 7. Jeep has had more owners than some used cars. Willis owned it, then Kaiser, then AMC, then Chrysler bought AMC basically because it wanted Jeep, then Daimler, then Cerberus, then Fiat, and now Stellantis. Jeep has changed hands so many times it should come with a custody schedule. Number 8. Jeep does not put a normal logo on the front of Wranglers and Gladiators because it does not need to. The 7-slot grille is the logo. That is such a flex. Jeep basically said, our face is famous enough. Number 9. Jeep owners have their own greeting called the Jeep wave. It's usually a little two-finger salute when they pass each other. It started with military Jeep drivers in World War II, and now it's a full Jeep culture thing. Some people even track how often they get waved at. This is not a car community anymore. This is a social experiment with tires. Number 10. The Gladiator uses Wrangler doors, and once you notice it, you cannot unsee it. Jeep says it helps owners replace doors more easily and cheaply. But let's be honest, that sounds a lot like, we already had the doors, so we used the doors. Number 11. When SUVs started becoming soft city wagons, people accused Jeep of going soft too. Jeep did not take that quietly. Their engineers created the trail-rated badge, which only appears on models that pass serious off-road tests. Basically, Jeep heard "poser" and responded with a badge that says, "Try me." Number 12. If you see a Trailhawk badge on a Jeep, it means that version is the most off-road capable trim of that specific model. It's Jeep's way of saying, this one is less mall parking lot and more rocks, mud, and poor decisions. Number 13. The Jeep Cherokee XJ changed SUVs forever. After the fuel crisis, Jeep needed something smaller and lighter, but instead of just shrinking a truck, they built a unibody SUV. People laughed because real SUVs were supposed to have frames. Then the Cherokee proved them wrong by being strong, capable, and hugely successful. That thing basically helped create the modern crossover world. Number 14. Jeep's famous grille has Ford DNA in it. The original Bantam design was different, but Ford's military version used a cheaper pressed steel grille with built-in headlights. Willis copied that idea for the war Jeeps, then later changed the number of slots from 9 to 7 to avoid trouble. So yes, one of Jeep's most iconic design features came from Ford. Car history is messy. Number 15. Jeep has a program called Badge of Honor where owners check in at official off-road trails using GPS. If they complete the trail, Jeep sends them a real physical badge to put on their vehicle. You cannot just fake it from your couch either. You have to actually be there. Finally, a participation trophy that requires suspension damage. Number 16. The Cherokee name comes from the Cherokee people, and Jeep has been criticized for using it without permission. It's one of those brand decisions that aged very badly. Jeep treated it like a cool rugged name, while the actual Cherokee Nation had a very different opinion. Number 17. Early 2000s Grand Cherokees had a line in the trunk showing how high you could load cargo and still close the tailgate. That is genuinely useful. It is the kind of feature that makes you wonder why every SUV does not have it. Sometimes the smartest ideas are also the simplest. Number 18. The Wrangler Rubicon trim started because Jeep engineers wanted to see if a TJ could survive the brutal Rubicon trail. They built test vehicles with serious axles and off-road parts, finished the trail, and the public loved the story so much Jeep turned it into a production trim. The Rubicon was not born in a boardroom. It was born from engineers asking, can we actually do this? Number 19. The V8 Wrangler 392 partly exists because Jeep wanted to embarrass Ford. Engineers had already built a V8 Wrangler prototype for fun, then Ford Bronco hype started building. Jeep realized it already had a monster ready, threw 37-inch tires and a hood scoop on it, and revealed the concept the same day Ford revealed the Bronco. That is not marketing. That is revenge with exhaust noise. Number 20. Wranglers have a small hidden compartment in the center console lid. It is not massive, but it is very Jeep. A little secret spot for coins, small items, or whatever tiny treasure makes you feel like your SUV has a spy mode. Number 21. The Wrangler still uses exterior rubber hood latches. On a modern vehicle. And yes, worn latches can lead to the famous hood flutter, where the hood shakes at speed like it is considering leaving the vehicle. Jeep keeps them because fans said they never wanted them changed. Imagine being so loyal to a problem that the company promises to preserve it. Number 22. Some Jeep Renegades are known for lifting their rear wheels during hard braking. That sounds terrifying, but also very renegade. It's like the car panics so hard it tries to stand on its front legs. Number 23. The Toyota Land Cruiser was originally called the Toyota Jeep. Seriously. Toyota used the word because Jeep had become a generic term for 4X4S in some places. The real Jeep did not like that, so Toyota had to rename it. Which means one of the greatest off-road rivals in history technically started life borrowing Jeep's name. Number 24. Wranglers have drain plugs under the floor mats so you can hose the interior out after muddy trails. Jeep even encourages it. Just maybe do not spray the dashboard like you are pressure washing a driveway, because electronics still have feelings. Number 25. Some Grand Cherokee and Wagoneer models have a passenger screen where the front passenger can watch movies or play games. The reason it is allowed is because Jeep designed it so the driver cannot see it from the driver's seat. It is a clever workaround. Basically, Jeep said, entertainment is illegal if the driver sees it. Fine. We'll make it invisible to Dad. Number 26. The Wrangler 392's tires were so huge they stuck out past the fenders. Jeep had to add extra plastic extensions just to make the vehicle legal. That is hilarious. Imagine building a factory vehicle so wide the law says, put pants on it. Number 27. The name Wagoneer does not have some deep ancient meaning. Jeep basically took wagon and made it sound more outdoorsy and tribal. That's it. Sometimes branding is just adding extra syllables until it feels expensive. Number 28. One of Jeep's coolest colors, anvil, was inspired by a trash can. Engineers working on a concept saw a matte steel trash can, liked the color, and brought it to R&D so they could copy it. Jeep literally looked at garbage and found a paint option. Number 29. Jeep designers love hiding paintball-style Easter eggs because apparently the design team had beef with the engineers' bowling nights. The designers thought paintball was cooler, so they started sneaking splatter cues into concepts and events. That is the most workplace rivalry Jeep story ever. Number 30. Many Jeeps hide tiny Willis Jeep shapes on the windows or body. Jeep does not always point them out because finding them is part of the fun. It is like an Easter egg hunt, except your egg is a tiny military vehicle hidden in your SUV. Number 31. Most people say Willis wrong. It is supposed to be pronounced closer to Willis, because that is how founder John North Willis said it. But at this point, the wrong version is so common that correcting people might be more annoying than the mistake itself. Number 32. Land Rover exists partly because of Jeep. Maurice Wilkes, Rover's chief engineer, used a Willis Jeep on his farm and liked it so much he wanted to build something similar. He used Jeep-like ideas, experimented with the layout, and eventually the first Land Rover was born. So yes, Land Rover fans, your favorite icon has Jeep ancestry. Number 33. Early 2000s Grand Cherokees could have blank buttons on their key fobs even in top trims. Why? Chrysler reused a minivan key fob that had buttons for sliding doors. The Grand Cherokee obviously did not have sliding doors, so owners got luxury SUV keys with dead button spaces. Nothing says premium like paying extra for buttons that do absolutely nothing. Number 34. Jeep once hired Harrison Ford for a Super Bowl ad, and the punchline was basically, "This Jeep makes me happy, even though my name is Ford." Let's be real, they probably paid him mainly for that joke. And honestly, worth it. Number 35. Some Cherokee sun visors had manually dimmable lights, which sound surprisingly fancy. But at the same time, Jeep skipped rear headrests in certain cases, which were already known to help prevent neck injuries. So yes, you could fix your makeup gently at night, but your rear passengers were apparently on their own. Number 36. Jeep's Easter egg obsession started because designer Michael Santoro hid a 7-slot grille design in the cowl of the 1997 Wrangler. Nobody noticed before production. When Jeep finally discovered it, they liked it and told designers to keep adding hidden details. One sneaky grille became a whole brand personality. Number 37. When Jeep revealed the Grand Cherokee ZJ in 1992, Chrysler CEO Bob Lutz drove it up the steps and through a glass wall at the Detroit Auto Show. Not a video effect. Not a gentle stage reveal. He literally crashed through glass to introduce an SUV. That might still be the coolest vehicle debut ever. Number 38. The Gladiator does not have a factory bike rack option because of its third brake light placement. Since the roof comes off and there is no rear spare tire, Jeep put the brake light in the tailgate. A bike rack would block it, which is illegal. Instead of redesigning the light, Jeep just removed the option. Sometimes engineering is elegant. Sometimes it is just giving up strategically. Number 39. Jeep stayed Jeep because its engineers refused to let Mercedes soften it during the Daimler-Chrysler era. Mercedes executives wanted more civilized SUVs. Jeep engineers wanted noisy, thirsty, rock-crawling weirdos. They even wore "Mud Happens" shirts to meetings as protest. That is commitment. Annoying, stubborn, beautiful commitment. Number 40. The Wrangler 392 has a hydroguide hood scoop that separates water from air when crossing deep water. In simple terms, it helps the engine breathe without swallowing water like an idiot. Jeep's explanation was basically, why choose between power and water when you can have both? Number 41. Old Jeep postal vehicles later became pizza delivery machines. The DJ-5 dispatcher was right-hand drive with sliding doors, made for mail delivery. When the government retired them, they sold cheap, and pizza places bought them because they were perfect for delivering food. So for a while, Jeep was not just delivering freedom. It was delivering pepperoni. Number 42. Jeep installed a charging station on the Rubicon Trail in 2021 because the Wrangler 4xe Hybrid was trail-rated and could earn the Rubicon badge. That is a ridiculous flex. A plug-in hybrid charging in the middle of one of the most famous off-road trails on Earth. Number 43. The Grand Cherokee Trackhawk does not have fog lights because Jeep needed that space for airflow. The supercharged engine needed cooling more than it needed little lights in the bumper. That is how you know a vehicle is unhinged, when fog lights lose a fight to horsepower. Number 44. Some Jeep owners started getting full-screen ads in their infotainment systems while stopped or getting into the car. Ads. In a car they already bought. That is dystopian. Imagine paying tens of thousands of dollars and your dashboard still says, "Have you considered an extended warranty?" Number 45. The Jeep Renegade has X-shaped taillights inspired by World War II jerry cans. And it also has a little spider near the fuel filler that says, "Ciao baby." It is silly, random, and very Fiat-era Jeep. Like someone put military history and a cartoon bug in the same design meeting. Number 46. Willis helped win the military contract by doing something completely insane. They drove a Jeep up the steps of the U.S. Capitol with no permit, just to make headlines and impress officials. And it worked. Sometimes marketing is a press release. Sometimes it is trespassing with traction. Number 47. The first Jeep to get the trail-rated badge was the 2004 Liberty. Yes, the Liberty. The same model many Jeep fans love to hate. That badge did not start on some hardcore Wrangler special. It started with the awkward little Liberty, which is kind of hilarious. Number 48. The YJ Wrangler's tailgate did not have a proper stop, so the thing keeping it from swinging too far and hitting the body was basically the taillight. If you own one, get a guard. That is not advice. That is survival. Number 49. During the Cold War, the CIA reportedly paid attention to Jeep and Renault because Renault had become involved with AMC, and there were fears about foreign influence and spying. Imagine intelligence agencies looking at Jeep business deals like they were reading a spy novel. Off-road geopolitics is real. Number 50. Jeep people can be annoying. Let's be honest. But when floods, storms, earthquakes, and disasters happen, Jeep owners are often some of the first volunteers to help. They have vehicles that can get places others cannot, and many of them actually use that for good. So yes, the ducks are weird, but the community can be genuinely useful. Number 51. The American vehicle with one of the strongest resale values is the Jeep Wrangler, especially the four-door Wrangler Unlimited. Which makes sense. People keep buying them used because even an older Wrangler still looks like it belongs outside a campsite, a beach, or a mall with emotional confidence. Number 52. Gladiator wheels and Wrangler wheels may look nearly identical, but they are not the same. Gladiator wheels are stronger because the Gladiator can tow much more weight. You can put Gladiator wheels on a Wrangler, but not the other way around safely. This is one of those facts that sounds boring until someone learns it the expensive way.